Have you ever wondered why English is the standard language for aviation communication? The story of aviation is a fascinating one, filled with pioneers pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. As we step back in time to the early days of flight, we find a world where aviation was in its infancy, with no standard language guiding the skies. Instead, multiple tongues filled the airwaves from French to Russian, German to Italian, each echoing within their own airspace, a cacophony of voices that, while beautiful in its diversity, posed a significant challenge. The dawn of aviation saw pilots and ground control speaking their native languages, a system that was not without its charm. However, this linguistic tapestry, while culturally rich, presented a major stumbling block in terms of communication. The skies were becoming busier, and the absence of a common tongue was a growing concern. Imagine the scene: a German pilot in a French airspace trying to communicate with an Italian air traffic controller. The potential for miscommunication and misunderstanding was enormous. The risk of an accident due to language barriers was a real and present danger. As aviation evolved, the need for a standardized language became increasingly evident. The world was shrinking, air travel was expanding, and the skies were becoming a global village. Yet the Tower of Babel was not an efficient model for this burgeoning industry. The multiplicity of languages was a potential minefield, where each misheard word, each misunderstood phrase could lead to dire consequences. Something had to change. In the face of this growing need for clarity and uniformity, the aviation industry began to look for a solution. A common language, understood by all, was the answer. But what language would that be? And why would it be chosen? This lack of standardization posed a serious risk to flight safety. The quest for a universal aviation language had begun, setting in motion a journey that would lead to the skies speaking one language, the global language of aviation, English. English didn't become the standard language for aviation overnight. The transition was gradual, influenced heavily by key historical events and the emergence of the United States as a dominant force in aviation during the 20th century. In the early days of flight, there was no standardized language. Communication was often in the native tongue of the country where the aircraft was registered. However, as aircraft started to cross borders more frequently, this system proved to be inefficient and prone to misunderstanding. The pivotal shift towards English began during World War II. With the United States as one of the leading manufacturers of aircraft, English became the language of choice for pilots and air traffic controllers. The war necessitated rapid, clear communication between allies, and English provided a common thread. Following the war, the growth of commercial aviation further entrenched English as the lingua franca of the skies. As American companies like Boeing and Lockheed Martin dominated the global aircraft market, the manuals, instructions, and training materials were all in English. This necessitated pilots around the world to learn and understand English to operate these aircraft efficiently. Moreover, the advent of air travel as a popular mode of transportation meant more international flights, and with them, the need for a common language to ensure smooth and safe operations. The use of English in aviation became more than just a matter of convenience. It was a critical factor in ensuring the safety and efficiency of global air travel. In the 1960s, the International Civil Aviation Organization officially recognized English as the standard language for aviation. This was a significant step towards formalizing the use of English and ensuring its universal adoption across the aviation industry. So English's adoption wasn't simply a matter of convenience, but a necessity for safety and efficiency. It was, and still is, the thread that weaves together the complex tapestry of international aviation, allowing for clear, concise communication no matter where you are in the world. The International Civil Aviation Organization played a significant role in standardizing aviation communication. This specialized agency of the United Nations was established in 1944 during a convention in Chicago. The mission was clear from the outset: to promote the safe and orderly development of international civil aviation throughout the world. This mission was not an easy one. As the skies were becoming increasingly crowded with a variety of aircraft from different nations, communication was a challenge. Misunderstandings could and did lead to accidents. Something had to be done to ensure everyone in the air could effectively communicate, regardless of their nationality. That's where ICAO stepped in. In 1951, 7 years after its inception, the organization made a decision that would forever change the face of aviation communication. They declared English as the official language to be used for all aviation purposes. This was not a decision made lightly, but rather it was a strategic move to create a common ground in the skies. English was chosen for several reasons. It was already widely spoken and understood across the globe, making it a practical choice. It also had a clear and precise structure, which was ideal for the concise communication necessary in aviation. This was a significant moment in aviation history. For the first time, pilots, air traffic controllers, and ground crew from any part of the world could communicate with clarity and efficiency. It was a step towards a safer and more orderly aviation industry. But ICAO's work didn't stop there. They continued to develop and implement standards and recommended practices known as SARPs to further enhance global aviation safety and efficiency. Today, ICAO's SARPs are recognized and implemented globally, contributing to ICAO's mission of a safe, secure, and sustainable civil aviation sector. The ICAO's decision was a game changer, ensuring clearer and more efficient communication across the globe. It was a testament to the power of a common language and a reminder of how crucial effective communication is in our interconnected world. While English is the standard, it's not the only language recognized by the ICAO. The International Civil Aviation Organization also officially recognizes 6 other languages. These are Arabic, Chinese, French, Russian, and Spanish. Each of these languages plays a unique role within the organization. Arabic, for example, serves as an important communication tool in regions where it is predominantly spoken. Similarly, Chinese is key for operations within and around China. French is used extensively in many African countries and parts of Europe, while Russian is vital for Eastern Europe and Central Asian regions. Spanish, on the other hand, facilitates communication in Latin America and parts of the United States. These languages contribute to the diverse linguistic landscape of aviation, ensuring that the ICAO remains accessible and inclusive. However, the prevalence of English in aviation cannot be understated. Despite these other languages, English remains the lingua franca of the skies. Why is it even necessary to have one language for aviation communication? This question, though seemingly ordinary, has profound implications for the world of aviation. Picture this. A plane, loaded with passengers, is flying through turbulent skies. The pilot needs to communicate with air traffic control, but they're both speaking different languages. Misinterpretations could lead to disastrous consequences. The necessity of a common language in aviation is not just about convenience. It's about safety, efficiency, and the smooth operation of the global aviation system. Think about it. Air traffic controllers and pilots are constantly communicating, sharing vital information about flight paths, weather conditions, and any unexpected events that could impact a flight. With thousands of planes in the sky at any given time, the margin for error is incredibly slim. A misunderstanding, a misheard instruction, or a misinterpreted message could spell disaster. Take, for instance, the Tenerife airport disaster in 1977, the deadliest accident in aviation history. A series of miscommunications between the pilots and air traffic control led to 2 Boeing 747s colliding on the runway, resulting in the loss of 583 lives. The investigation afterwards identified language barriers as a contributing factor. Or consider the Avianca Flight 52 crash in 1990. A Colombian jetliner ran out of fuel and crashed in New York, killing 73 people. The investigation revealed that the pilots struggled to communicate the severity of their fuel situation to American air traffic controllers due to language differences. These tragic incidents underscore the critical importance of clear, unambiguous communication in aviation. They also illustrate why a common language in the skies is not just a convenience, but a necessity. So, to answer our initial question, a common language in aviation is necessary to ensure clear, unambiguous communication. It's necessary to prevent misinterpretations that can lead to catastrophic accidents. It's necessary to ensure the safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic. A common language reduces the risk of misunderstandings and enhances overall safety. But what benefits are there to having one international language for communication in aviation? A question that paves the way for an understanding of the invaluable advantages of a single aviation language. To begin with, safety is paramount in the world of aviation. Having a common language significantly reduces the risk of miscommunication. a vital factor in ensuring the safety of millions of passengers every day. Pilots, air traffic controllers, and ground staff can all communicate seamlessly, reducing the chance of misunderstandings that could lead to serious incidents. Secondly, there's efficiency. A single language streamlines operations, allowing for quicker and more accurate communication. It eliminates the need to translate instructions or information, thereby saving precious time in an industry where every second counts. And let's not forget the ease of training. With English as the standard language, those aspiring to join the aviation industry know exactly what to expect. It simplifies the training process, as there's no need for multilingual instruction. It also provides a level playing field for everyone, regardless of their native language. But the benefits are not just practical. A common language fosters a sense of unity and collaboration in the international aviation community. It breaks down language barriers, facilitating better understanding and cooperation among professionals from different countries. It's a symbol of international unity, a testament to the global nature of aviation. Moreover, it encourages inclusivity. By standardizing communication, we ensure that anyone, regardless of their linguistic background, can aspire to be part of the aviation world. It opens up opportunities for people all over the globe, making the industry more diverse and dynamic. In conclusion, a single aviation language brings about improved safety, efficiency, and ease of training. It fosters international collaboration, understanding, and inclusivity. It's not just about making things simpler, it's about making things better. English as the standard language has undoubtedly made the skies safer and more efficient. And with that, we understand the true value of a common tongue in the vast expanse of our skies. The ELP test plays a crucial role in achieving a safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic. The English Language Proficiency, or ELP test, is a critical tool in the international aviation industry. It's not just about checking whether aviation professionals can speak English. It's about ensuring they can communicate effectively in high-pressure, often fast-changing situations where clarity and understanding are paramount. ELP test is designed to assess the English language skills of pilots, air traffic controllers, and other aviation professionals. It encompasses 6 key areas: pronunciation, structure, vocabulary, fluency, comprehension, and interactions. Each of these elements is vital for effective communication in the aviation world. Imagine a pilot trying to communicate a technical issue to air traffic control during an emergency. It's not enough to know the words. They must be able to convey the message clearly and accurately, understand responses, and act upon them. This is where the ELP test comes in. It ensures that those in the cockpit and control tower, regardless of their native tongue, can understand each other perfectly. But why is the ELP test so important? Well, in the dynamic environment of aviation, misunderstandings can have dire consequences. The ELP test helps to minimize these risks by ensuring a standardized level of English proficiency across the industry. This means everyone is singing from the same songbook, promoting smoother, safer operations. It's also worth mentioning that the ELP test isn't a one-time deal. Aviation professionals are required to revalidate their English proficiency regularly to ensure their skills remain sharp. This continual assessment aids in maintaining the high safety standards we've come to expect in global aviation. So, you see, the ELP test is more than just a language exam. It's a vital cog in the wheel of international aviation safety, promoting clear, effective communication across borders and time zones. The ELP test ensures that English, the language of the skies, is understood and used effectively, promoting global aviation safety. English's role as the standard language for aviation communication is pivotal. As we've journeyed together through the history and intricacies of aviation communication, the significance of English as the global language of the skies has been underscored time and again. It's not simply a matter of tradition or convenience, but rather a fundamental aspect of ensuring safety, efficiency, and understanding in a sector that spans across borders and cultures. The adoption of English as the universal aviation language wasn't a random choice. The language's global prevalence, coupled with its extensive technical vocabulary, made it a fitting candidate to take on this substantial role. This adoption by the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, was a strategic decision designed to foster clear and effective communication in this critical field. But English isn't the only language recognized by ICAO. 6 languages in total, including English, have their place in the organization's official communications. Yet even with this linguistic diversity, the necessity of a common language in aviation remains paramount. A shared language, like English, helps to minimize misunderstanding and confusion, ensuring that commands, instructions, and emergency communications are comprehensible to all parties involved, regardless of their nationality. The benefits of this common language are manifold, contributing not only to the safe and orderly flow of air traffic, but also to the overall efficiency of global aviation. The English Language Proficiency, or ELP test, is an essential tool in maintaining this linguistic standard. It ensures that all aviation professionals have the necessary skills to communicate effectively in English, thereby promoting a common objective of safety and orderliness in air traffic. So, as we conclude this exploration of aviation communication, let's remember the important role language plays in this vast, interconnected industry. English, as the language of the skies, continues to be an integral part of aviation, ensuring that wherever you fly, communication is never lost in translation.